Good morning, students. I'm Dr. Dharmendra BM. This is my second session on elementary theory of partition, that is Unit 4 in theory of partition. In the earlier class, we have discussed about the partition of n and also parts of the partition and conjugate and self-conjugate of the partitions, um, and also the term of one theorem to prove by that 1 and onto method. Today we are also discuss about one theorem. We can prove that theorem by graphical representation in terms of Ferre graphical representation, and also we are to taking a generative function. One famous theorem that proved by Euler or Euler. Okay, that's very important. So now let's move on to the today's topic. The theorem. So very important theorem. We can carefully observe the theorem statement. The number of partition of A minus C. That means first we have to discuss the terms of what is A, B and C. We have to define that values of A, B and C. Here I have to consider the terms of A minus C, the number of partition of A minus C, that is n. What you have to call that is n into B minus 1, that is into exactly B minus 1 parts. You can observe terms of B minus 1 parts, that not none of exceeding C, that is number of parts of the partition not exceeding C. Okay, so B minus 1 part, you can observe the terms of, and none exceeding C, so parts of the partition it not exceeding C, is equal to the number of parts of A minus B. Here also we have to define the terms of, again it is n is A minus B into C minus 1 parts none exceeding B. You can observe the terms of none exceeding B. So this, when I have to observe that first statement is called as A, I have to take this one, and the remaining the terms of this statement is B. When I have to consider the earlier case, earlier theorem, I have to discuss like this. So here the number of partitions of A minus C, you can observe here the number of partition of A minus C into exactly B minus 1 part. Okay, that is a number of rows. We have to observe the terms of number of rows here, B minus 1 part, and none exceeding C. We can observe here none, that's parts of the partition. So the parts of the partition not exceeding C. That is in terms of, definitely we have to write in terms of the Ferre diagram. C is in terms of a column. Okay, none exceeding C is equal to the number of parts of the partition, that is n is equal to A minus B into C minus 1 part. That is, here we have to take in the terms of C minus 1 part, means that is in terms of number of rows. Okay, the terms as number of rows, that is C minus 1 part. Okay, that is in terms of C minus 1 part, not exceeding B, that is number of columns is not exceeding B. 2. So when I have to go through the Ferre diagram, it can be easily understanding. Let us consider the graphical representation of a typical partition of the first type mentioned the theorem. We transfer the partition as follows. We can observe here the first step. First we adjoin a new top row C. So by using the terms is here B minus 1 is number of rows and not exceeding C, that is number of column is not exceeding C. So on that terms, when I have to put a diagram on the notes, so the next step you can add adjoin a new top row C notes, and then we have to delete the first column. Okay, when I have to add the C row, the top of the row, the C notes when I have to add, we have to delete the first row, first column, and so the first column must be in terms of the number of rows the number of rows must be C nodes. B nodes. The number of rows must be in terms of B nodes, and the top of the row is also in terms of C, because when I have to add C, so therefore that is when I have to remove the, or when I have to delete the first column, and then we can take in that conjugate. So the terms can be written as that should be is equal to the number of, we can observe here, the number of parts of the partitions of A minus B into C minus 1 parts none exceeding B. Okay, what you have to do is, once again we will explain the terms is, first we can take the terms of A minus the number of parts of the partition A minus C into exactly B minus 1 parts none exceeding C. So this is the first one when I have to take in terms of a Ferrari diagram, and also we have to adjoin. The next step is when I have to we adjoin a new top row of C nodes. Then we can delete, on that step we can delete the first column. So the terms of the number of rows is in terms of B. When I have to delete, that can be written as in terms of B that is less than or equal to B, and that number of column must be C minus 1 parts. When I have to taking that reciprocal, so that can be written as the number of parts of the partition that is A minus B into C minus 1 parts none exceeding B. Now we can take in that example, you can easily understand this theorem. The terms is here B minus 1 parts, that is the number of rows, that is number of row must be B minus 1, and number of column is not exceeding C, that is less than or equal to C. This is the terms. We can consider that like this, and we can add, then what is the next step? We can add the, so the terms of, you can observe here, this is the, as it is the same way, the same partition here, that is that red dots, that is red nodes, and we can add that rows, C nodes, we can observe here, that is green dots are that C. So definitely the terms of number of rows is B, that is, and the number of columns is C. Okay, what is next? We have to delete the first column. We have to delete the first column. So when I have to delete the first column, so if it is the terms of B, so that is less than or equal to B. So and also we have to observe here the terms of the top of the row, that is a C node, that is in terms of C minus 1. So that is the next step, that become, when I have to delete the first column, that can be written as, that is less than or equal to B rows, and the number of columns is C minus 1. Then we can take in the conjugate, that is C minus 1 rows, and that is number of columns is less than or equal to B. Overall the terms of this total number of parts of the partition, when I have to add the terms, that can be written as in terms of A minus B. That is the theorem statement. So more particularly we can assume the terms is, we see immediately that the composition transformation provided 1-1 correspondence between two types of partition considered, and consequently the theorem is established. Okay. So more precisely we have to define what is the first three terms, that is A, we have to define A, B and C. Here A is 14, B is equal to 5 and C is equal to 4. What is the first statement when I have to consider this one as A? So that is number of partition, that is N. What is N? N is A minus C, that is A is here 14 and C is 4, that is equal to 10, 14 minus 4, that is 10, that is N is 10. So number of partition is 10 into exactly B minus 4, sorry, B minus 1, that is B minus 1 means that is 5 minus 1, that is 4 parts. Only the terms is 4 parts. Number of partition, that is the terms of N is equal to 10, and the terms is, that is each part is 4, none exceeding C, that is C is also 4. We can observe the terms is number of partition, that's parts of the partition is 4, and none exceeding 4. So the 10 can be written as the parts of the partition, that is P of n is 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. You can observe terms. So we have to add this one. So 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 1, 10. So that is the value of n. So number of partition of n most precisely in terms of 10 can be written as that parts of the partition is 4 plus 4 plus 1. That is, you can observe here. So each part that is exactly into 4 parts. So 4 plus 4 plus 1, and each part of the partition not exceeding 4, that is not exceeding C, that is 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. So the 10 can be written as in terms of by using this condition. So P of n is equal to 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. Okay. What is the next condition? The next condition is the number of partition, that is n is equal to a minus b. The a is here 14 and b is 5. As 14 minus 5, that is equal to 9 into c minus 1 part. So here c is c minus 1 is 4 minus 1, that is only 3 parts. You can observe terms of that must be in terms of 3 parts, none exceeding 5. Okay, none exceeding 5. So therefore, so the terms can be written as that is equal to P of n is equal to 3 plus 3 plus 3. That is the possible the terms here. 9 can be written as in terms of 3 parts only, that is 3 plus 3 plus 1. So therefore, so by using that Farad diagram, so the terms we can consider 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 3 plus 3 plus 1. After the terms of, when I have to add the C row, and also we have to delete the first column, and that can be written as in terms of less than or equal to b rows and c minus 1 columns. When I have to interchange the terms, that can be written as in terms of this number of partition is n into c minus 1, that is 3 parts, none exceeding 5. So I can observe here each parts of the partition not exceeding b, that is 5. So we can observe the terms here. See here, what is the terms here? 4. You can observe here 4, that's b minus 1 is 4 parts, that is only 4 parts. So 4 parts can be written as in terms of number of rows, okay, and none exceeding c, that is in terms of column, number of columns. Okay, each parts of the partition, you can observe terms of each parts of the partition is not exceeding 4. Okay, that is in terms of number of columns. So where the terms is, what is the 10 can be written as in terms of parts of the partition, that is 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, that can be written as, so we can, what is next step, we can add that number of we can add that c rows. What is c? C is here 4. So we can add the terms of 4 here. We can carry that as it is the same nodes, and the terms is 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. Now we can add, that is in terms of green, that is we have to observe here, that is C nodes. Okay, we can add that C nodes at the top of the row. So therefore, so and the terms can be written as, we can observe here the number of rows is 5. You can observe here, that is B value, and the number of columns, that is also 4, that is the terms of C. Okay, so next we have to delete the first column. When I have to delete the first column, and this value of number of rows is less than or equal to B, you can observe terms of this row is number of rows is less than or equal to B, and also that when I have to observe that column, when I have to delete the first column is, that is 4 minus 1, that is C minus 1. Okay, so that is can be written as 3 here, that is number of rows is 3, that is 3 plus 3 plus 3 here, and the terms is the top of the row, you can observe the terms is that column is 1 2 3, that is 4 minus 1. You can observe the terms of 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 plus 3 plus 3. Now we can take in the conjugate. What is the terms is, we can take in the conjugate, Here the conjugate is this is a self conjugate, because 3 plus 3 plus 3 is, when I have to take in the conjugate, again that becomes 3 plus 3 plus 3. So that is the terms is overall the terms is overall the partition, that is 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. That is the second statement. Number of partition of n is 9 into c minus 1. You can observe that here c minus 1 means 1, 2, 3. So number of rows, that is 3. None exceeding c, none exceeding c. So each column that we have to observe terms of, each column is not exceeding 5, that is b is equal to 5. So therefore it can be written as the graphical representation. That is terms of, the first one is a minus c is equal to 10. That parts of the partition that can be written as 4 plus 4 plus 1. That finally it should be appear in terms of 3 plus 3 plus 3, that is a minus b is 10. You can observe here minus 5, that is equal to 9. So definitely that must be satisfy the condition. Number of partition of n, that is n into c minus 1 part, that is 3 parts, none exceeding 5. So each column you can observe terms of none exceeding 5. So this is the one example. You can take that next one. Suppose when I have to fix a is equal to 12 and b is equal to 4 and c is equal to 4. So I have to take the first statement, the number of partition, that is n is equal to a minus c, that is 12 minus 4, that is 8. So that is n is equal to 8. So we can find out that number of partition of 8, that is p of n we have to call, into exactly b minus 1 parts. Here b minus 1 means that is 4 minus 1, that is 3 parts, only 3 parts, none exceeding c. None exceeding c. C is 4. That means number of partition of 8. So 8 can be written as that partition of 8 is only 3 parts. That must be having 3 parts, none exceeding 4. You can observe only 3 parts, none exceeding 4. So if it is only 3 parts means 8 can be written as the parts of the partition is 4 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, none exceeding 4. So none of them is not exceeding 4. 4 plus 2 plus 2. So what is the second statement? The number of partition n is equal to a minus b, that is equal to 12 minus 4, that is equal to, that is also 8 part, that is number of partition is also 8 into c minus 1 part. C minus 1 means here 4 minus 1 is equal to 3, that is only in terms of 3 parts. Here also 3 parts. Each part is not exceeding 4, that is none exceeding 4. Each parts of the partition is not exceeding 4, that is p of n is equal to 4 plus 2 plus 2. So now by using that Ferré statement, so Ferré diagram, you can take in the terms of 4 plus 2 plus 2. So 4 is the first row and 2 plus 2. So therefore the number of rows is b minus 1, that is 3. So therefore the 3 parts, and each column not exceeding 4. Not exceeding 4 means not exceeding c. So what is next step? The next step is we can add that new row. We can add that new row, that is called as c. What is c? C is 4 here. We can observe here the remaining terms are same nodes. You can observe the terms of 4 plus 2 plus 2. We can add that row, that is 4. That is the terms is, so here 3 rows, here the 4 rows. Here 4 rows means that is b. And also we can observe that columns, that is also is equal to c, that is that value is 4 and this value is b. Number of rows is 4, number of columns, so therefore the columns are less than or is equal to 4, that is c. So what is next? We can delete the first column. So when I have to delete the first column, we can observe the terms is, so therefore that is this rows is less than or equal to b, that is 4 is less than or equal to 4, and that number of columns, you can observe the terms is that columns are not so columns is c minus 1, that is 4 minus 1. You can observe here that is 4 less than or equal to b, that is 4, less than or equal to, and the terms is c minus 1, the top of the column you can observe terms of that is c minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, that is 3 plus 3, 1 plus 1. When I have to delete the column, the number of parts of the partition is 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1. Now we can take in the conjugate, and this one we have to take in the conjugate. So what is the conjugate? What can you take the terms is 4 plus 2 plus 2. So therefore that can be written as, that is 3 rows, that is 4 plus 2 plus 2. You can observe terms of 3 rows, that is 3 rows means the terms of 4 minus 1, and also 3 parts. Okay, you can observe 3 parts and none exceeding 4. You can observe terms of, so that when I have to take in that column, none of them exceeding 4. So overall that partition is 4 plus 2 plus 2, that is 8. So that is the second statement. The number of partition of n, that is n is equal to 8 into 3 parts, none exceeding 4. So that is 4 plus 2 plus 2. So therefore the theorems is holds good. Now this one we have to prove by the terms of 1 1 and onto statement. We have to take the next example. Let a is equal to 4, a is equal to 10, b is equal to 5 and c is equal to 4. So accept the terms of a Faraday diagram. By using the statement basis, we have to prove this one. Okay, in terms of 1 1 and onto, using the once again we have to using that finally in terms of Faraday diagram. Let a is equal to 10, b is equal to 5 and c is equal to 4, and we can consider the statement let a be a number of partition of n. What is n is a minus c, that is 10 minus 4 is equal to 6 parts. You can observe terms of, that is that in terms of n is equal to 6 into b minus 1, that is b minus 1 means here that is 4 parts, 5 minus 1, that is 4 parts. None of the parts of the partition is not exceeding c, c is equal to 4. So therefore let a be the number of partition of n. So what is n is here 6. So the number of partition of n into b exactly into 4 parts. 6 can be written in terms of 4 parts, none of them exceeding 4. So therefore the number of partition of 6 is, first we can find out what is the number of partition of 6. So that is p of n, that is p of 6. The first one is 6, the next one is 5 plus 1, the next one is 4 plus 2, the next one is 4 plus 1 plus 1, the next one is 3 plus 3, the next one is 3 plus 2 plus 1, next one is 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, the next one is, there is 2 plus 2 plus 2, next one is 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, the next one is 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and finally all are 1, that is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Now we can find out what is the value of a here. Okay, the condition is number of partition of n, that is 6 into only 4 parts, only 4 parts. We can find out what are the 4 parts here, the terms here. Here 6 is not 4 parts, here 5 plus 1 is 2 parts, 4 plus 2 is 2 parts, 4 plus 1 plus 1 is 3 parts, here 3 plus 3 is 2 parts, 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 3 parts, here 4 parts are 3 plus 1 plus 1, that is the 4 parts. Once again the next one is 3 parts, 2 plus 2 plus 2. So next part is, that is 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. So the remainings are not 4 parts. So except the first two parts, that is 3 plus 1 plus 1 and 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus the terms is, what that is the terms is. So what is that cardinality of a? The cardinality of a is only 2. You can observe here. So that is eta of a, we have to consider the terms of, instead of n we are using that eta here. So eta of a is equal to 2, where eta of a is the number of elements in a, that is cardinality of a. So that is equal to 2. So therefore this is the first statement. What is the second statement? Let B be the number of parts, number of partition of n. N is equal to A minus B, that is 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. So that is n is equal to 5 into C minus 1, that is C minus 1 means that is 4 minus 1, that is 5 can be written as in terms of only 3 parts, none of them exceeding B, that is 5. So therefore the number of partition of n, that is n is equal to 5 is, so what are the partition of 5? That is 5, 4 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 2, 3 plus 1 plus 1, that means in terms of decreasing order, it is not, none of them it is increasing. 2 plus 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1 plus 1, again the remainings are 1 plus 1 plus 1. What is the condition here? The number of partition of m, that is 5, is exactly the terms of into 3 parts. You can observe terms of only 3 parts. 5 is not 3 parts, 4 plus 1, that is not 3 parts, 3 plus 2 is 2, 3 plus 1 plus 1, we have to observe here. So that is 3 parts. Each parts of the partition is not exceeding 5. Here B is 5 is there, none of them exceeding 5. So parts of the partition is not exceeding 5, that is 3 plus 1 plus 1. And the next one, here also that is 2 plus 2 plus 1. So that is definitely that is 3 parts, none of them exceeding 5. Okay, the remainings are, that is 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4 parts and the remaining ones are 5 parts. So therefore here also by using this statement that B can be written as, that is only 2 parts, that is 3 plus 1 plus 1 and 2 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so therefore the cardinality of B, that is eta of B is equal to 2. So therefore eta of B is the number of elements in B. So therefore eta of A is equal to eta of B. So I have to take the terms of this statement. So this one. So we have to show this one is 1 1 and onto. The terms is 1 1 and onto means what is the value of A? A can be written as 3 plus 1 plus 1. On again the terms of another part is 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Similarly in terms of that can be written as B, that is 3 plus 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1 plus 1. The terms of here, that is not, the terms is 3 plus 1 plus 1, the terms is it can be written as, so this partition, that is the terms of 1 1 and onto. How can we show that the terms of 1 1 and onto? Here 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that goes to 2 plus 1 plus 1 by using the regular method. When after adding, the top of the row is C, and also we have to delete the column, and then we have to take in the conjugate. So finally it will be appear in terms of 2 plus 1 plus 1. Here also that we have to consider this one is 2 plus 1 plus 1. So now to take in the terms of top of the row, that is the terms is we can add the terms of C, and we have to delete the column, and we can take in the conjugate. That conjugate must be 3 plus 1 plus 1. So that is in terms of 1 1 and 2. First we have to take this one, that is 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 4 parts, and none of the terms is, that is C minus 1, that is the terms of is less than or equal to C, that is in terms of 4 here. You can observe here 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that is in terms of 4 parts, that is because B is equal to 5 here. You can observe terms of small b is equal to 5. So that is B minus 1 means that is 5 minus 1, that is 4 parts, and here C we can observe terms of that is less than or equal to C. So definitely the terms of C is equal to 4, that is 3 part, that is less than or equal to 4. So now at adding that row, the terms of here, so now at adding the terms is row is top of the row is 4. You can observe the terms here. Here this one is extra one node here, it's not containing the terms of this one is extra node, not there. So by the typing error it came the terms is. The next one is that's 4, it is the terms of 4 nodes. So this one is extra, not the terms is the red last one. So then we have to delete the terms of first column. So if we have to delete the first column, so definitely we have to add that row, that is 5 column, that is the number of rows is 5. You can observe terms of that 5 parts, that is B is equal to 5. and here C, that is for C is equal to 4. Here the maximum number of column, the terms of this one is 4. Next one, to deleting the terms, that is 1, 2, that is the terms of the less than or equal to B, that is 2, and that C minus 1, that is in terms of 4 minus 1, that is 3 part. So the terms is 3 plus 2. So here the terms of this extra node, not the terms containing here, that red node. Okay. So therefore the terms of 3 plus 2. So when I have to take in the conjugate, the terms is the conjugate, the terms here, it can be written as the terms is 2 plus 2 plus 1. We can observe terms of 2 plus 1 plus 1. So that is the terms here 2 plus 1 plus 1. Okay. When I have to take the terms is, so row into, when I have to change that row into column, so it can be written as the terms of 2 plus 1 plus 1. When I have to interchange the terms. So similarly, in terms of the next one, when I have to take 2 plus 1 plus 1, here the terms of 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. So definitely the terms of B minus 1, that is 4, and here less than or equal to C, the terms is that is 4. So it can be written as the terms of 5. When I have to add the terms of C, the terms is it can be written as the terms is, so here also one missing the dot, the green dot here. So it can be rewritten as the C, that is in terms of this one is less than or equal to 1 after removing the first column. So the remaining that number of rows is that is 3. So that is B is less than or equal to 3, and the top of the row, the term that is 3, that is number of maximum number of column. So 4 number of elements. So 3, 3. So when I have to interchange the terms, is this one is the self conjugate, the terms of that can be written as the terms of 3 plus 1 plus 1. So that is the terms is 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that goes to 3 plus 1 plus 1. So therefore it can be written as the terms of, the terms is here it's 1 1 and 2. So then next we can take in that what is the definition of the generating function. The generating function f of x for the sequence a n, that sequence a varies from 0 to infinity, in the power series, that is can be written as f of x is equal to series n running from 0 to infinity a n into x to the power of n. Suppose the series is convergent, is called as the generating function, and it is denoted by p of n. So it's very important for entire partition numbers. So that is the generating function is instead of a n, they are using the terms of p of m. The generating function p of n was first found by this Euler, and it's denoting the terms is 1 divided by q infinity summation entering from 0 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n, that is less than or equal to 1, or it can be written as 1 divided by q 1 divided by 1 minus q, the q infinity can be written as 1 minus q square up to infinity, or also it can be written as, when I have to take n is equal to 0, p of 0 is equal to 1. We know the terms of the partition of n, that is when I have to take n is equal to 0, p of 0 is equal to 1, and q to the power of 0 is also 1. So therefore that is 1 plus the remaining terms, that is summation entering from 1 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n, or it can be written as 1 plus summation entering from 1 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus q square up to infinite term. Okay, so this one is proved by, that is in terms of a theorem. So it was proved by that's Euler. So if p of n denotes the number of partition of n, then summation entering from 0 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n is equal to 1 divided by q infinity. Here q infinity is missing the terms here. Here q infinity, the terms is if mod q is less than 1. Suppose the theorem, so we can prove the terms is the theorem. Suppose mod q is less than 1, that means that is 0 is less than q is less than 1. Then we have to define the terms of fm of q is equal to 1 divided by qm. So we have to restrict the terms of that is a m terms only. So here q infinity is there, the terms is, so we have to take the some minimum number, the terms of here m is, you have to restrict the terms of a finite number 1 divided by qqm. So what is that qqm? The terms can be written as 1 divided by 1 minus q, 1 minus q square, 1 minus q cube, up to the terms of 1 minus q to the power of m. You know that qqm, it can be written like this. And also we have to split the terms of that each separate term, that is 1 divided by 1 minus q, 1 divided by 1 minus q square, 1 divided by 1 minus q cube, 1 divided by 1 minus q to the power of m. Because we know the terms is the geometric series, that is 1 divided by 1 minus x can be written as, that is 1 plus x square plus x cube up to infinite term. If mod q is less than 1, the terms is 1, that series running from 0 to infinity x to the power of n is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus x. Instead of the terms of 1 divided by 1 minus x by here, 1 divided by 1 minus q. So each term we have to apply the terms of the geometric series here. So therefore it can be rewritten as, so fm of q is equal to, that is 1 divided by 1 minus q can be written as 1 plus q square q cube up to infinite term. Again the terms of 1 divided by 1 minus q square can be written as 1 plus q square q to the power of 4 q to the power of 6 up to infinite term. I have to replace q by q square. The terms is, the next term is 1 divided by 1 minus q cube can be written as 1 plus q cube plus q to the power of 6 q to the power of 9 up to infinite term. Instead of the terms is, we can replace the terms is 1 divided by 1 minus q to the power of m is 1 plus q to the power of m plus q to the power of 2m plus q to the power of 3m up to infinite term. Because the geometric series, if mod q is, mod x is less than 1, it can be written as 1 by 1 minus q, 1 minus x is equal to 1 plus x square x cube. So we are using that value, so we have to replace the terms here. If it is having, that is x by q, so that is the first term, x by q square, that is the second term, x by q cube, that is the third term, and x by q to the power of m, that is the last term. So now we have to multiply the terms here, 1 into 1 into 1 into 1, the terms of, that is 1 into 1, again the terms of the terms is 1 into q, 1 into q into 1 into 1, the terms, it can be written as, the terms is 1 into q. So that is only one term, the terms here 1 into q, it can be written as. Similarly in terms of what is the q square into 1, that is the first term, again the terms is 1 into q square, here q square into 1, so q square into 1, so that is the two term. You can observe here q square into 1, this q square into 1, again the terms of this q square into this one, we have to multiply terms of plus q cube. What are the q cube term? That is q cube into 1 plus, again the terms is here q cube into 1, so that is another term, and the next term is, that is q into q square. So on the another term of q into q square, so that is the three possibility of q cube. The first one is q cube into 1, 1 into q cube, the terms is this one, 1 into q cube, and q into q square, that is q into q square. And similarly up to infinite term, so it can be rewritten as the terms as, that is the terms is here, one missing is here, 1 plus q, that is 1 into 1 into 1, that is 1. Again the next one is 1 into q, that is in terms of, so therefore it is where the 1 plus is missing here, that is 1 plus the typing error, 1 plus q plus 2 times q square plus 3 times q cube. You can observe here 3 times q cube. So that is the terms of what is the partition of p naught, that is 1. Again partition of 1, p of 1, that is 1. Again partition of 2, that is 2. Partition of 3, that is 3, the terms is. So it can be written as the terms of 1 plus 1 into q to the power of 1 plus 2 into q square plus 3 into q cube up to the terms of pm of n into q to the power of n. So up to infinite term, or it can be written as the terms is in terms of a series that is n running from 0 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n, that is equal to f suffix m of q is equal to summation n running from 0 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n, that is equal to 1 divided by qqm. What we have to show that must be is equal to summation n from 0 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n is equal to 1 divided by q infinity instead of m, that must be is equal to infinite terms, that is as limit as when I have to taking as limit as m tends to infinity. So this is the terms on this series, the terms of, we have to observe this one as equation 2, we have to call this one as, and this series is absolutely convergence. We can multiplying together and we arrange this arrange the result as we place the coefficient of q to the power of n is this product is in the product is p suffix m of n, the number of partition of n. So we have to restrict the terms of p suffix m of n, that is the number of partition of n with each part is less than or is equal to m, that is in terms of p suffix m of n. Okay, so what is the f suffix m of q? That is 1 divided by qqm, or it can be written as 1 divided by 1 minus q square up to 1 minus q to the power of n. That's also is equal to summation n running from 0 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n. So the terms of this one here, n, the number of partition of n with each part is less than or is equal to m. Okay, number of terms of each part is less than or is equal to m means, so using this condition, that is the terms of p suffix m of n is less than or equal to p suffix n, each part is less than or equal to m. So when I have to compare the terms of that partition of n and partition of n with restrict the terms is here, each part is less than or equal to m. So therefore that is n is less than or equal to m, that is this one p suffix m of n is less than or equal to p suffix of n. This one is very obvious case, which implies it can be written as p suffix m of n is equal to p suffix of p of n, since if the value of m is greater than or equal to n, both the results are same, that is if m is greater than or equal to n. So that means when I have to taking as limit as m tends to infinity, p suffix m of n is equal to p of m, that is the condition. Here in this case particularly terms of if n is less than or is equal to m, that m is greater than or equal to n, so we have to restrict the terms of each part of is less than or is equal to m, each part is less than or equal to m. So using this condition, so we can call this one as equation 3. And what is the value of p of n means, that is let f of q is equal to summation n running from 0 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n, and which implies the terms of, when I have to compare the terms of f suffix m of q and f of q, definitely f suffix m of q is less than or equal to f of q, because the terms of p suffix m of n is less than or equal to p suffix of p of n. So therefore f suffix m of q is less than or equal to f of q, and when I have to apply that limit as m tends to infinity, here the same case the terms is fm of q is equal to f of q. So when I have to apply as m tends to infinity, that is fm of q is equal to f of q, that means here the series f, we have to observe here summation n running from 0 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of m, this must be uniformly convergence. Then we can apply that limit as m tends to infinity inside the summation. So first we can show that it's a convergence sequence, there is a convergence series, then we can apply that limit as m tends to infinity inside the terms. This is the procedure. We have to take that series if it is a convergence means, so when I have to taking that the partial nth partial sum of the series is converges, that means Sn is converges. I have to consider the terms is, if Sn is convergence means that must be a bounded and monotonic. If it is the that is the condition, nth partial sum of the series is bounded and convergence, then we can say this series is converges. So if it is a convergence, is the terms is mod q is less than 1, that is uniformly convergence, then we can apply that limit as m tends to infinity inside the series. So first we can show that that series is converges. We can consider the terms as fm of q is equal to summation entering from 0 to infinity pm of n, p suffix m of n into q to the power of n. So we have to split the terms as nth term, that is the first term entering from 0 to m, p suffix m of n into q to the power of n, plus if n is the terms, we can observe terms of if m is greater than or equal to m, that is m is equal to plus n is equal to m plus 1 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n. So we have to consider the terms. This one is the nth partial sum of the series. Okay, the first series. Definitely this one is less than or equal to fm of q. So we can observe the terms of the first part of the right hand side is definitely that is less than or equal to fm of q. You know the value of fm of q is less than or equal to f of q. In the earlier slide we have to show that is from equation 4. And also the terms is if the pm of n is less than or equal to n, the terms is, so it can be rewritten as the series entering from 0 to infinity. Instead of the value of pm of n can be written as p of n into q to the power of n. Because pm of n is equal to p of n, if m is greater than or equal to m, that we have to replace this value of p of n here into q to the power of n. That is also less than or equal to fm of q, that is also less than or equal to f of q. That means we are not connecting the series here, that is inequality, that is it can be written as, that is from equation 3. So it can be written as entering from 0 to m, p of n into q to the power of n is less than f of q. What is f of q? That is f of q is free from m, and it is that nth partial sum of the series is bounded above. The terms is that is bounded. We can easily verify the terms if the nth partial sum is bounded. So therefore, so we can say the terms is then the nth partial sum of p of n is bounded and monotonic. So we can obvious case, we can check yourself the terms is definitely monotonic. So it is bounded, the terms of this less than or equal to f of q. Hence that the series entering from 0 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n is convergent. If this one is convergence, you can observe terms of if this one is convergence, since p suffix m of n is less than or equal to p of n, so therefore if p of n is convergence, that's p suffix m of n is also convergence instead of the terms of series. So we have to observe that by using comparison test, if b is less than or equal to a, if a is converges, the terms is not converge, because converges, then b is also converges by using that comparison test. So therefore here the terms of pm of n is less than or equal to p of n. So therefore this series is convergence. Definitely then the summation entering from 0 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n is also converges uniformly with mod q is less than 1, that is 0 is less than q is less than 1. So therefore we have to conclude the terms, and fm of q is equal to summation entering from 0 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n, that is equal to 1 divided by qqm. When after taking that limit on both these sides, we get the terms is limit as m tends to infinity fm of q is equal to limit m tends to infinity summation m running from 0 to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n is equal to limit m tends to infinity 1 divided by m terms is. So that finite number becomes infinite when I have to apply that limit as m tends to infinity. It is not that is infinity. So the terms is, we know the terms of limit as m tends to infinity fm of q is becomes f of q. So when I have to apply that when I have to apply in this series the limit inside that series must be converges and also in terms of uniformly converges. So earlier we have to show that that's a converges and also uniformly with the terms of mod q is less than 1. So therefore, so we have to inside that so summation from 0 to infinity inside the limit as m tends to infinity p suffix m of n into q to the power of n is equal to 1 divided by q infinity. or it can be written as the terms of this value that becomes p of n into q to the power of n. So therefore, f of q is equal to series n from 0 to infinity p of n into q to the power of n, that is equal to q1 divided by q infinity. This result is proved by Euler. This firstly the terms is, so therefore hence the theorem. Well, thank you, and we are ending this session.